Now, the term Tex-Mex is thrown around quite a bit, but we're going to introduce you to some people that were doing Tex-Mex well before probably any of us had ever heard of Tex-Mex. So join us as we visit Coyote Cafe 51 in Virginia Beach.
John Taylor. I'm the owner, chef at Coyote Cafe 51.
I'm John Menino. I'm one of the partners here at Coyote Cafe 51.
Derek Scab, partners with John Taylor and John Menino. It's basically three different generations of Coyote Cafe. You have Coyote Cafe that was on 22nd Street, and that was known as a crazy bar with great food, right? And then they transformed a little bit when they went to Laskin Road. Now we have us. So, you know, a lot of what we did is we took a lot of input from people who went to both locations. We had to do it, you know, with the guidance of John Taylor because he was the guy that had the experience with the old Coyote. You know, he knew what it looked like, what the food was like, he knew the recipes. So we're just here supporting him really and a long time idea of what he wanted to do, which is have a rebirth of the concept really is what it is.
We've kicked around the idea of reopening something along the same lines as the Coyote concept for 5 or 6 years now, over, you know, a couple beers after work.
We got serious about it maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, when we knew that, you know, we looked at one or two locations, and this one came available. And this is the only one we looked at that checked every box.
They came up and they said, hey, you know, we got the spot, we're thinking about Coyote Cafe, and I said I'm in. It's that simple. Those two guys cook as well as they do. Miss the place, and I'm all for it.
We did the Coyote Cafe with the 51 afterward in lieu of the zip code 23451, which is the initial. I was looking online one day and found a 51-ounce margarita glass, and I said, absolutely, gotta have it. So we're building up our tequila list. We're holding, I think, 36 now. We'd like to get up to 51 different tequilas in here also. We've also hit the margarita market a little bit different than everyone. We're not using the pre-made stuff. We're not using, you know, the sugary additives to it. We're using an agave nectar, which is a very high-end product, and we're using all fresh squeezed juice. So the crew comes in early, they squeeze a box of lemons, a box of limes, a box of oranges, and they make the mix, you know, from scratch. So you can really taste a difference in our product, and it goes the same with the front of the house and with the kitchen. You know, we don't start out with pre-made box things in the kitchen, and we decided, you know, not to do that with our drinks either. You know, we're not affiliated with the old Coyote. We do have JT, who was one of the main chefs over there for over a decade. A lot of the recipes are his. We've got some new stuff on the menus. Our Tex-Mex concept is different than, you know, anything else in the area. You can get a burrito or a taco or something anywhere else, but you can't get the really good ones. And we use fresh rockfish in our tacos for a Taco Tuesday. You know, we use pulled pork that we braise down our Alto Champ overnight. You know, just like I said, the extra step that you get when you have a real chef like John in the kitchen, JT, you just get a better product at the end, and that's what we're going for. Our enchiladas are, you know, they're grilled chicken and smoked Gouda with, you know, spices and fresh herbs in them. You know, everyone else is just slapping the same stuff together, you know, up and down the road. Mexican restaurants across the board are like Chinese restaurants. You know, they have the same menu. You can pretty much not even open a menu up and pick something. It's not that way here. You really need to read and look what you got.
Mussels Diablo, fresh mussels. It's a very fastly steamed, and, you know, the garlic, fresh sage, jalapenos, salt and pepper, and tomato broth. You have to eat one. And you put a smile on your face, I promise.
Oysters Santa Fe, if you come into the restaurant, you have to try it. Okay, it's a staple. As soon as people found out we were reopening Coyote Cafe, or we were opening a Coyote Cafe with the same chef, the first thing everyone asked was, you gonna have the Santa Fe? You gonna have the Santa Fe? Absolutely.
Oysters Santa Fe, that started by a chef that I worked for at Coyote on 22nd Street years and years ago. Play on Rockefeller. It's spinach, bacon, cream, and oysters, of course. And instead of it being on shells in a sauce and poured over, you know, grilled French bread.
It's fantastic, and it uses a local product, and it's in the style of the cooking, you know, of a Tex-Mex restaurant. We have great crab cakes, lump crab cakes. We have duck, a half duck, which is half confit, and then a breast cooked to temperature, which you really don't find in this area, you know. But we also have your staples. You know, we have some great barbecue chicken burritos. We have great quesadillas. Our nachos are the biggest, baddest ones in town. I mean, if you can finish a whole plate of nachos here, if you sit down and finish a whole plate of nachos and a 51-ounce margarita, you're a monster. You are. There's nothing canned or pre-mixed or anything. Even down to our desserts, we make the pies from scratch and the brownies from scratch. You know, so all that stuff that we do here, we take a lot of pride in it. 7 days a week we're open, and we're building a bar crowd now. And that's what we're really looking to do, is to try to cater to some of the industry people that are getting off work late. Everyone else has their 5 o'clock. I can get off work at 5 o'clock and go have a drink after work. The 9 to 5ers. In this industry, in our industry, we don't really have anything like that, unless you want to go to a crazy block bar or something super loud with a band. Sometimes you don't want that.
A lot of these guys I call chefs are still my great friends. They come in here. There's one or two a week that come in here, and they sit down and when they eat something, it takes them back 20 years. You see a smile on their face because they're like, man, it's so great, and it's like hearing a song that you 20 years ago that reminds you about a certain time in your life.
The one thing I'm glad that we got to help a friend, John Taylor, open up his restaurant, his dream, because he was at it for such a long time and he loved the place and he loves it now. He never wants to get home, which is, I remember that feeling. I don't have those feelings anymore, but I'm glad he gets it. It makes me feel really good to know that he has that feeling now, and it's just awesome.
It kind of brings you back to the old one, different location obviously, but food's still great. Oysters were the same as I remember from the past.
Very good.
Staff was awesome as always, so pretty happy.
Food was wonderful. The first night I had steak tacos. They were amazing. Tonight we had the barbecue chicken nachos. We shared them. There was enough for 4 people. We ate them all. Just me and her.
They were filled with barbecue chicken, which was amazing, and there was a great amount of cheese, which most restaurants don't usually fill enough, so it was great.
Well, I guess that's pretty much a wrap here at Coyote Cafe 51, located in the 23451 of Virginia Beach. The people have been great, the food's great, but the best 51 at Coyote Cafe 51 has got to be the 51-ounce mother of all margaritas. Yes, this really is a choice here. So I guess until next time, I'm going to be probably not doing much after I get done with this. So see ya.